Hello boys and girls, today we're going to be going over your irregular verbs review sheet. So before you begin working on this, please make sure you have checked your answers for your sorting activity that was assigned for Monday and Tuesday of this week. And also make sure you've watched my lesson video on irregular verbs as well. That'll clarify whether you need to use the simple past tense form or the past participle form. So that's going to be very helpful for you when completing this review sheet. This review sheet is going to go over all the kinds of things that you're going to need to know on your test this week on irregular verbs. So let's look at the directions. The first set of directions says write the correct past tense form of the verb in parentheses. Make sure you are choosing the correct simple past form or the past participle. Only one form will be correct. So it's very important that you know which one you need. So let's look at the first example. Number 1 says, I have read a book about how animals communicate. So in this case, the verb that's in the parentheses is in the present tense. So you'll notice it's always going to be in the present tense in every one of these questions. However, you have to change it to be in the past tense. We need to decide what kind of the past tense do we want to turn it into. Do we need the simple past tense form? Or do we need the past participle form? That's why those two things are the things that are mentioned in the directions. So does anyone remember, how do we know we need the past participle form? Well, the clue word is that word have, has, or had in front of your verb. So if you see that verb have, has, or had in front, you know you need to use the past participle form. So the correct form of the verb read in the past participle form is actually read, just like it would be in the simple past tense form. So it should be, I have read a book about how animals communicate. So on the line, I'm going to write read. Number 2 says, we see a movie about a gorilla that knew sign language. See is in the present tense. We need to put it either in the simple past tense form or the past participle form. So do you see the word have, has, or had in front of our verb here? No, it's not there. So we would actually just need the simple past tense form of see, which is actually saw. So it should be, we saw a movie about a gorilla that knew sign language. So I'm going to write saw on the line. You can do that for everyone in this section. Just make sure you're writing the correct form, simple past tense or the past participle. For the next section at the bottom of the page, the directions say circle the verb form in parentheses that correctly completes each sentence. So number 11 says, late last night I heard or hearing a scratching noise. So if we want the correct past tense form, hearing is not in the past tense. So the answer would have to be heard. A lot of times you'll notice whatever sounds right is usually the right answer. However, you can't rely on that always, and you should use what you know about your memorized irregular past tense verbs to answer these questions correctly. If you look at the second page, this last set of directions says to circle the letter of the verb that correctly completes each sentence. Number 17 says, Europeans have blank in America for over 400 years. So which of the following is the correct past tense? Well, you have to be careful here because I see that word have in front of where the verb should go. So we know we need the past participle form, not just the simple past tense form here. So out of these 4 options, the only one that gives a correct past participle form of the verb be is A, been. So it should be, Europeans have been in America for over 400 years. Now you can circle your answer here, you can write it on the line. It doesn't really matter, it's whatever you prefer, boys and girls, because tomorrow I'm going to post the answer key for this so you can check your answers before you begin working on your irregular past tense verbs test. Let me know if you have any questions, boys and girls, and stay tuned.